1957, a quiet autumn morning in the sleepy town of Highgate, Vermont. A local farmer by the name of Henry Morgan sets out to inspect his land, only to stumble upon something that would forever change the course of this quaint community's history. Little did he know, he had just unearthed one of the most enigmatic scientific experiments in the annals of American research. The year was 1957, a time of great technological leaps and bounds for the United States. The race to conquer space was well underway, with the Soviet Union launching Sputnik 1 just months prior. In this fervor of scientific discovery and national pride, something strange was happening in rural Vermont, something that has remained shrouded in mystery for over 6 decades. Henry Morgan's land, a seemingly unremarkable parcel of farmland, turned out to be the site of an extraordinary undertaking. Nestled beneath the soil lay a network of tunnels and chambers, filled with peculiar apparatuses and inexplicable notations. The discovery sent shockwaves through the small town, prompting a flurry of questions. What was this strange, forgotten experiment? Who built it, and for what purpose? As word of the discovery spread, so too did the intrigue surrounding it. Soon, experts from various fields were drawn to Highgate, eager to unravel the mystery buried beneath Morgan's farm. Among them was Dr. Eleanor Murray, a physicist from the nearby University of Vermont. With her extensive background in cutting-edge research, she seemed poised to make sense of this enigma. What Dr. Murray and her colleagues uncovered was as perplexing as it was fascinating. The subterranean lab appeared to be the work of a brilliant scientific mind, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible at the time. However, despite their best efforts, the team was unable to decipher the true nature or intent of the experiment. The laboratory's design suggested a focus on particle physics, with numerous devices that seemed to manipulate and measure subatomic particles. Yet, amidst these seemingly familiar tools, there were also strange, custom-built machines that defied easy classification. Moreover, the lab was filled with cryptic notes and diagrams that hinted at groundbreaking theories, but never quite coalesced into a coherent whole. Despite their collective expertise, the researchers were stumped. The experiment's purpose remained elusive, its methods shrouded in ambiguity. It seemed as though they had stumbled upon a scientific endeavor that was decades ahead of its time, yet strangely disconnected from the mainstream scientific community. As the years passed and the mystery lingered, so too did the lab itself. Abandoned and forgotten, it remains hidden beneath Morgan's farm, a testament to the strange and suppressed history of American science. The Lost Lab of Highgate, Vermont continues to captivate researchers and laypeople alike, its secrets tantalizingly just out of reach. In this new series, The Lost Lab, we aim to delve deeper into this enigma, unearthing the strange and forgotten history of this peculiar scientific endeavor. With a keen investigative eye and a commitment to verifiable facts, we will explore the people, the science, and the questions that surround this perplexing piece of American history. So join us as we embark on a journey to uncover the truth behind the strangest experiment in Vermont history. Delving deeper into the heart of this mystery, we encounter the enigmatic figures that populate this strange tale. At the center of it all is a man who was as fascinating as he was eccentric, Dr. Archibald B. Havenhill, an inventor with a knack for creating devices far ahead of his time. Born in 1872 in the picturesque town of Woodstock, Vermont, Havenhill displayed an early aptitude for tinkering and invention. He would grow up to obtain several patents, including one for a groundbreaking device that would draw the attention of a secretive government agency. The organization that funded Havenhill's work was no less enigmatic than the inventor himself. Known as the National Bureau of Standards, now called the National Institute of Standards and Technology, this federal agency was responsible for maintaining the national standards of measurements and regulations. However, its involvement in Havenhill's project suggests a more clandestine mission. The NBS began funding Havenhill's research in 1906, providing him with ample resources to pursue his inventions. The nature of their collaboration remains shrouded in secrecy, but we do know that it resulted in the creation of a singularly unusual device, a machine capable of transmitting matter through space. At least, that was the theory. Havenhill's invention, dubbed the teleportation apparatus, consisted of an intricate network of vacuum tubes, electromagnets, and rotating disks. The scientists claimed it could dematerialize objects at one